Hello and welcome to another pit stop video. This one is for the game Ilôs, and Ilôs is from Boite de Jeu, designed by Frédéric Guérard and playing 2 to 5 players. It's a hand management game in where the island of Ilôs has just been discovered and we are the great naval powers, and we're going to basically explore, gather resources and try and manipulate the market for those resources as we strive to become the richest player, and the richest player at the end of the game is going to win. The game, as I said, is a hand management game, and each of the cards depict the various actions that you can do on your turn. So let's have a look at the cards one by one, and that's going to tell us how to play. This here is the shipping or the boating action. This is going to allow you to explore by taking one of these tiles. And as in any other game like this, you're going to have to match land to land and sea to sea when you place. You can then place one of your ships from your player area onto the coast of the tile you've just played. Or if you have ships on the board, you can move them around the player area to another island. It doesn't really matter, you can go anywhere. There are also pirate areas like this, and if there is a pirate area adjacent to an island, that's going to make it more expensive for players to do actions on those islands. Now the next card we want to look at is gathering resources. So this card is going to allow you to gather those resources on the board, apart from gold, which is the most valuable. You're going to pay 2 cards to be able to do this. The shipping action was 1 card, but if there is a pirate guarding that island, you have to then pay 3 cards, thus making it more expensive to do the action. You also must have 1 ship on the coast of the island where you want to place your worker to gather those resources. So once you've played that, you're going to place, say this ship is here, I'm going to place here onto this resource, which is spice. I then pick up that resource and I'm going to put it in front of my player board. I would then play all my other actions, and at the end of my turn I would look to see how many of each resource, ebony, spice, gold and pigment, I have in front. At the moment I've just got the 1 spice, so I will take 1 spice and put it behind my player board. That is now secret. The next action is very similar, but this one is for a gold mine. It is 5 cards in addition to play this one, or 7 if the island is guarded by a pirate, and you must have 2 ships lying on the coast of that island. And then, as with the other resources, you can pick up your player and you can place him onto that gold mine, and you're going to take that piece of gold. And at the end of this turn, I would then take 1 spice and 1 gold, because that's what I have in front of me. There are buildings to be built on their islands of Ilôs. Now this allows you to either pick up one of these, which can be placed on these empty land spaces. This is going to allow you to essentially pick up more cards, because the way in which you pick up cards is you get 3 basic, and for every ship you have on the board and for every one of these you have on the board, then that is going to allow you to get an extra card. So you can build up your intake of cards as the game goes on. On the flip side of this is a little spice, more resource market, and that's going to allow you to basically turn that into another one of the commodities on the islands. This fella here, this idol, he lies in the temple, and you basically go in temple robbing or what have you. You're going to Indiana Jones style into the temple, and that's going to allow you to simply grab 3 gold, and these don't go in front of your player area, they go straight behind your playable card. Now last up, I did mention about manipulating the market for the resources, and that's what this lady helps you to do. So you're going to play this card and you're going to hand in the resource that you would like to manipulate. So in this case I'm going to hand away one of my spice, and then I'm going to place this over the lowest showing amount for spice. Now spice has now gone from 1 it's now worth 2 for every spice that players have. So if you've got lots of spice, or I might wish to do the same later on for gold, because I've got quite a bit of gold there, so gold goes from 2 to 4, and that's how I'm going to manipulate that. The game ends when somebody has placed their last worker onto the board, and then everybody simply counts up all the resources they have behind their player screens, and the person who has the most money, depending on this board here that tells us what every resource is worth, is going to be the winner. And that was another pit stop for Ilôs. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to find more, please go to our YouTube channel where we've covered a load of games in this format. And for more in-depth coverage of gaming, we have our Game Pit podcast. Find that wherever you find your podcasts. Thank you.